Welcome to the induction of Wayne Hobbs into the Ohio Country Music Hall of Fame in May of 2026. George Wayne Hobbs, better known as Wayne, was born September 28, 1951 in Coburn, Virginia, to the late George Red Hobbs and Gladys Jackson Hobbs. When Wayne was around 3 years old, the family moved to Ohio as his dad had a better job opportunity in Dayton. In his early years, his passion was music and baseball, and later on was deciding which direction he would pursue after graduation. He played in a band called the Peacemen with his dad and brother Jim, as well as local teenagers and adults in the area. While in junior high school, he recorded Timepiece on the Wall and Desert of Love, both of which can be found on YouTube under @WayneHobbs 2024. After he graduated from Tecumseh High School in 1969, Wayne decided to pursue the career in music, playing the pedal steel guitar and never looked back. And he headed to Nashville. It was not long before he began making so many lifelong friendships in Nashville with country music stars. He began with the beautiful and talented Connie Smith in the early 1970s. They toured all over the USA from Cincinnati, Ohio to the beaches of California. Once a Day became the first debut single by a female country artist to reach #1 on the charts. For nearly 50 years, this single held the record for the most weeks spent at #1 on the Billboard Country chart. Wayne played for her throughout his career. When he needed to raise money for a missionary trip to Africa, Connie helped him by hosting a fundraiser. It was truly an amazing lifelong friendship. On New Year's Eve in 1970, Wayne got a personal call from Jerry Lee Lewis while still working with Connie Smith. It didn't take long for Wayne to realize there was a bad moon rising. Wayne's initial reaction was great balls of fire. The killer was a little wild for a nice Christian kid from New Carlisle, Ohio, but it's funny how life takes unforeseen turns in everyone's life. It was the end of the road with Jerry Lee Lewis. Wayne became a member of Barbara Mandrell's band called the Do-Rights. It didn't take long before everyone realized Wayne was country when country wasn't cool. Both Wayne and Barbara mastered the steel guitar as young kids. Fast lanes and country roads caught up with Wayne when he decided after years with Barbara to enlist in the United States Army. Wayne was stationed in Hawaii for 3 years, where he spent his time serving in the Army by playing music at the Officers Club. It was a dream come true, serving his country and doing what he loved most, playing his steel guitar. Wayne played with Don Ho in Hawaii in his free time while serving in the U.S. Army. But after he left the Army, he remained in Hawaii to play with Don for a few more years. He got tired of the tiny bubbles of Hawaii and the lights of home were calling, so he headed back to Nashville. Wayne was not with Marty Robbins very long before Marty passed away. He enjoyed his time with him, wishing he could have a few more nights in El Paso. It's like they say, some memories just won't die. But don't worry, Wayne moved on like he always did, with a white sport coat and a pink carnation. Wayne truly loved working with Marty Robbins. Wayne started with the Forster sisters in early 1986. He was old enough to know better. There was always a letter home because it was lonely alone. The Foresters won Top Vocal Group at the Academy of Country Music Awards in 1987. He stayed with them until the mid-1990s. He had a lot of fun during those years, as he was always pulling pranks and having too much fun. Just in case, don't you worry. Let not your heart be troubled. Something tells me he always made lifelong friendships and enjoyed playing music for everyone as he traveled down the road. Wayne was very honored to play for two sitting presidents. In 1976, he played for Gerald Ford with the U.S. Army Country Band. He also played in 1986 for H.W. Bush, as the Forster sisters were invited to play for him at the White House. Throughout his career, Wayne appeared on several TV shows with various artists that he worked with, such as the Grand Ole Opry, Music City Tonight, New Country, the Crook and Chase Show, Nashville Now, TNN, Hee Haw, Pop Goes the Country, Austin City Limits, The Andy Williams Show, Solid Gold, Primetime Country, and CMT. Whisperin' Bill has always wondered, where have all our heroes gone? He found that out by hiring Wayne as a steel guitar player. Bill was a man of many talents. In his career as both a songwriter and performer, Wayne loved playing for Bill. He loved the bright lights and country music. In the mid-1990s, Wayne got tired of all the city lights and wild weekends. It finally caught up to him, playing all those years with such great talents and subbing on the Grand Ole Opry House Band. But he wanted to settle down. Wayne thought, I can't wait any longer, so he walked out backwards into the next chapter of his life. He was offered and accepted a job in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, where he played at Country Tonight and met Clyde Foley Cummins, the grandson of Red Foley. He later went on to the Music Mountain Theater, playing the steel guitar for Jim Ed Brown and Helen Cornelius, as well as the Four Guys. This is also where he met his future wife, Terry Cottle, in 1996. Wayne went back to Country Tonight for a couple of more years before he and Terry decided to move to New Carlisle, Ohio, where they tied the knot on February 14, 2002. They became members of the First Baptist Church of New Carlisle, then later on the Crossroads Baptist Church. Wayne worked with such greats as Chubby Howard, Lorrie Morgan, Johnny Paycheck, Jet Williams, Jerry Reed, Tia Gones, J.D. Maness, Daryl and Mona McCall, Diane McCall, Junior Mercer, Steve Lake Jr., Jamie Morrell, Earl Hughes, Joey McCormick, The Hidden Assets, and many, many others. He was also in high demand for session work in Nashville. He also had his own business playing for restaurants, private events, festivals, and the list could go on and on. Wayne was such an amazing man. He was so kind, honest, loving, sincere, polite, and the list could go on. I don't think you could find anyone who had anything but nice things to say about him. He loved spending time with family and friends. He loved horseback riding, the beach, fishing, and music. He was not just a musician and strong songwriter, he was also an inventor. He invented a product to help pickers keep their picks in place called sticky picks. He was truly a man with many talents. Wayne enjoyed writing songs, but his favorite was the one he wrote for his sister. I thought I heard somebody scream, but it was only my sister trying to sing. She was singing up in G while I was playing down in C. And oh, what a mess that turned out to be. Wayne left this earth on June 10th, 2024. Right from the start, when we lost you, life just hasn't been the same. We wish we had one more chance to see you smile again. The sun still rises with each new dawn, night still follows the day, but there's always something missing ever since you went away. The tide comes in, the tide goes out. The sands of time pass by, but thoughts of you will never fade. We hope you're peaceful wherever you are. Life has surely lost its sparkle. The world often feels blue, but what gives us strength and hope is the precious memory of you. You can listen and see Wayne play at Wayne Hobbs 2024 on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Rest in peace, Wayne. We miss you and love you. God bless America. Thank you.